We back once again. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. Shout out to the LDBC. And, I see a lot of people, in a lot of fights, especially this Jeff Me So Horny versus Manny Pacquiao fight. You got Castillo, Mayweather won, a lot of different other close fights where people are using the punch stats as their major argument, their major debate point, which is, some of the dumbest shit, once you think about it, you can do. For the simple fact that the Compubox, punch stats, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is opinionated. It's a guy, wherever the fuck he's sitting at home, ringside, or wherever the fuck he's at, determining what landed and what didn't land. That's exactly what the punch stopping Compubox is. There's no punch sensor on these guys' gloves. There's no real science behind it. It's just as subjective as Jim Lampley, Paulo Malignaggi, Al Bernstein, Roy Jones, Max Kellerman, Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins, Antonio Tarver, sitting ringside and telling you what they think landed. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. There's no real fucking determining factor of punch stats. It doesn't tell you how hard or how effective the punch he landed was, how flush the punch he landed was. Was it a grazing punch? Did he punch through the glove? And and everybody looking at the overall punch stats. Oh, he landed 100 more punches than, fighter A than fighter B landed 100 more punches. But, he should have won the fight. But you got to remember, a fight is scored round by round. And then it's not telling you how effective those 100 punches were that he landed. And what round did he land most of those 100 punches? You can land 100 more punches in the first half of the fight and then get beat down the second half of the fight and still land more punches. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is subjective. You can be outboxing somebody for 6 rounds and he can have an onslaught the last 4 or 5 rounds and outland you easily. Easily. It doesn't tell you, the overall punch that it doesn't tell you. And then again, we jump back to the beginning of the debate. If somebody telling you what they think landed, it doesn't have a 1 through 5 or 1 through 10 scale how effective the punch was. Did the punch hurt him? Just because you landed more don't mean you won the fight or you was more effective. By punch stats. It doesn't tell you that. He could be telling you something that clearly didn't land. It's a lot of times that you go watch a fight with the sound on and Lampley or Al Bernstein or Paulo Malignaggi tell you, oh, this punch landed. And you see the other guy land a clean, more effective punch than the punch they talking about. Happens all the time. You be like, well, he just said, fighter A landed, but I see fighter B land with a flush right hand. I call myself saying, like, what the fuck are they talking about? Sometimes they before the replay, they be like, he landed a 3-punch combination. They saw the replay, and after 3-punch combination, he only landed 1 punch. You see it all the fucking time. So, that argument is so fucking irrelevant, dude. It can support your argument. You could be like, okay. But other than that, it's just a support. It's not a main arguing subject. A lot of people don't know that. They don't have sensors in their hand to tell you how hard or how effective the punch he landed was clean. It's all a determining factor by you. It's all, if you think Pacquiao landed the more meaningful punches in this fight, now, some people won't agree with you, some people not. I agree that I thought he landed more effective punches. And when people like, they should have stopped the fight in the 9th round, he should have just won the fight based off the 9th round. Boxing matches are not won in 1 round unless it's a knockout. You can't give them more than 1 or 2 points in a round like that. Even though I gave him 2, in my head I didn't score. I gave him 2 points in that round. But, most people believe it was a 1-point round.